Welcome to the demo of the Point and Speak app beta from Acrobatics. My name is Gary Bartos.
In beta version 1.3 of Point and Speak, we will continue testing user interaction. I'll provide an overview of the changes, then I'll describe the new features in the settings screen. The video concludes with the demo and instructions from the original beta video. Here's a summary of new features. In addition to the default mode to read text under your index finger, there are two new test modes called Target Only and Hand Only. The interval for audio feedback can be set to fast, medium, or slow. Analog clock directions can be given in place of up, down, left, right directions to move the camera. Finally, there is a statistics summary that tracks data about hand detection, target detection, and the target buttons that have been read. Now I'll start up Point and Speak with VoiceOver enabled.
VoiceOver on. Point and Speak. Double tap to open. Use 3D touch to show home screen actions. Point and Speak version 1. Point and Speak. Target found.
The app is ready to go. I'll swipe right to select Settings and then double tap to activate.
Tab bar. Settings. Tab. 2.
The default mode is Read Text.
Setting. Read text. Button. 1 of 3. Read the text under your finger.
The app will announce the text on the target under the tip of your index finger.
Selected. Target Only. Button. 2 of 3.
When Target Mode Only is turned on, the app reports guidance just for the target. Your free hand does not need to be in view. I'll switch back to Camera Mode to demonstrate.
Tab bar. Capture. Tab. 1. Target lost. Target found. Target lost. Target found. Move camera down. Move camera right. Target lost. Setting. Target found. Hand only. 3 of 3.
Hand-only mode can be used anytime, anywhere to test hand detection without the target. If your hand is in view but your index finger is curled, the app will notify you.
Tab bar. Capture. Tab. Hand only mode. Target lost. Hand is ready. Hand is not straight enough. Hand is not visible. Hand is ready.
Back on the settings screen, you can set feedback interval to fast, medium, or slow.
Selected. Setting. Read target. Select fast. Button. 1 of 3. 0.5. Selected. Medium. Button. 2 of 3. Slow. Button. 3 of 3.
Turn on clock
2.0
directions
seconds or greater
to
feedback
have
interval.
guidance to point the camera presented as analog clock directions such as 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and so on, instead of up, down, left, right.
Clock directions. Switch button. Off. On. Tab bar. Capture. Tab. 1 of 2. Target lost. Move camera toward 2 o'clock. Target found. Move camera toward 6 o'clock. Clock directions. Switch button. On. Load reset. Review 2. Statistics summary. 570.
Statistics summary is a set of 3 characters summarizing performance data. Load saved reference, reset all settings, and review 2 OCR images are reviewed later in this video.
That concludes the review of new features for Point and Speak beta version 1.3. After you have tested version 1.3, please note the 3-character statistics summary. This summary will be useful feedback for further development. The video will now continue with a demo and overview from the original app beta video.
In this video, I'll demonstrate Point and Speak on an iPhone 7. The Point and Speak app will make appliance control panels and other physical interfaces accessible to the blind and to those with low vision. Point at a button with your finger, and the app will speak, telling you what the button is.
We'll be using a paper target representing a simplified microwave. For this stage of testing, a paper target is a safe and convenient alternative to gathering everyone in a room and using the same microwave.
The video shows that for this demo, I've attached the paper target to a door with the center of the target at roughly shoulder height. To indicate which end is up and which side faces out, the target has a label at top in contracted braille that reads, "This side toward camera." I'm holding the phone in my left hand. For this version of the beta, the iOS device must be held in the portrait orientation with the longer axis up and down and the circular home button at the bottom. The screen is facing my body. The back camera is facing away from my body and pointed in the general direction of the target. Hold the phone in a fixed position relative to your body and rotate your body left or right to point the camera. This is similar to locking up degrees of freedom when using a white cane. I'm standing just close enough to touch the target with my free right hand. My outstretched right arm is slightly bent when I touch the target. Detection of your free hand works best if the camera is at least as far away from the target as the length of your forearm.
For the demo, I'll have VoiceOver enabled.
VoiceOver on. Settings. Accessibility. Settings.
If VoiceOver is not enabled, then the app itself generates speech. The demo shows two videos side by side. These videos were shot from different perspectives and synchronized here. One video is shot over my shoulder and shows the phone in my hand and my free hand reaching out to touch the target. The other video shows a live feed from my phone as I'm operating the app using VoiceOver. During the demo, and especially at the beginning, you will hear me talking as the app is announcing what I'm pointing at the same time. At the beginning of the video, you'll hear 6, because I'm pointing with my index finger at the number 6 on the target.
I'll unmute VoiceOver and run the Point and Speak app on my phone. We'll hear the startup message followed by target found and target lost announcements as I orient the phone toward the target.
Speech on. Move cam selected. Point and speak. Tab bar. Move camera a little bit up. Move camera a little bit up.
The app has found the target. Now I'm placing my free hand on the target.
6.
My fingers and thumb are all relaxed, and I'm holding my hand against the target
6.
as though I were about to push open a door with my fingertips.
6.
Sometimes my palm may touch the
6.
target.
6.
Next, I'll move my hand across the paper target
6.
so that we can hear Point
5.
and Speak announce what is under the tip of
4.
my index finger.
1. 2.
If I hold the tip of my index finger motionless
2.
on some text,
2.
the text will be announced repeatedly at intervals
2.
of 2 seconds.
2.
If I move the tip of my index finger over a QR code,
2. Bottom right QR code.
then the QR code will be announced.
Bottom right QR code.
If my hand blocks 2 or more QR codes, we'll hear the target lost
Top right
sound.
QR code.
Then I'll move
Top
my
right
hand
QR
down
code.
on the target again.
6.
And that was the target
6.
found sound.
After an edit, I have my phone in a lanyard around my neck. The lanyard holds the phone below my collarbone. As before, the screen of the phone faces my body and the back camera faces the target. If you use a lanyard, you may need to steady the phone with one hand to minimize motion of the camera.
Next, I'll describe additional features of the app. The app has 2 tabs at the bottom of the screen, the Capture tab and the Settings tab. On startup, the app loads the Capture tab to capture live video, find the target, detect my index finger, and announce what I'm pointing at.
9.
I select the Settings tab by swiping right and then double tapping.
Settings. Tab. 2 of 2.
Once the Settings tab is selected, video capture stops. The Load Saved Reference switch is turned on by default. This means that on startup, the app loads built-in reference data for the target. If you turn Load Saved Reference off, then you can capture a new reference image of the target in the Capture tab.
Tab bar. Capture. Tab. 1 of 2.
In the Capture tab, I can swipe left or use a 2-finger swipe up to select the Capture Reference button, which appears now that I have the Load Saved Reference switch off.
Capture reference. Button. Capture a new reference image of the target. All expected texts have been identified by OCR. Ready. Aim the camera at the target. Then put your index finger on the target.
If you activate the Reset All Settings button, it will reset all settings to the default values. If we activate the Review to OCR Images button, then we will open a new page which shows the reference image as image 1 and as image 2, the reference image with the OCR results overlaid. I'll now activate it.
Image 1. Button. Displays image 1. The reference image 2. Button. Image 2.
The final button in the image screen is the Save button.
Save. Button. Saves OCR images to your photos library. Save.
The Inkprint Target lacks tactile features, just like many real-world appliances. For Braille readers, there's a Braille reference sheet that matches the layout of the Inkprint Target. In the top third of the Inkprint Target are 4 QR codes arranged in a rectangular pattern. There are 2 QR codes at the top left and 2 QR codes at the top right. A QR code is a machine-readable barcode that the beta app uses to track the location of the target, and I'm showing in the video the Braille reference with the Braille for QR code. Centered between the bottom two QR codes, roughly a third of the way down from the top edge of the target, is the inkprint text clock. This text represents the multi-purpose LCD display of a typical microwave. And here is the Braille for clock on the Braille reference sheet. Below the clock is a grid of text 3 columns wide and 4 rows tall. This grid represents the buttons of a microwave number pad. Buttons 1, 2, 3 are found in the top row, then 4, 5, 6 in the second row, 7, 8, 9 in the third row, and finally 2 buttons, 0 and start, in the bottom row. In the Braille reference sheet, the number pad buttons occupy roughly the same space as the corresponding text on the inkprint target. The uncontracted Braille for the start button is about twice as wide as the word start on the inkprint target. At the bottom of the Braille reference sheet is a line of uncontracted Braille that reads Target 14.
That concludes the demo for Point and Speak Beta version 1.3. We look forward to your feedback.